Welcome. Hi. Okay, welcome, my beautiful audience. In my channel, whether you may be white, brown, black, green, or able or disabled, everyone is welcome here. So, you are here in my video, meaning you are here for the purpose of informing you of my findings. So, and today I wanted to tackle about highly able, or you could say they are apparently the gifted students and disabled students here in the Philippines. So, would you like to know how students with disabilities in some schools are being treated in these generations? Well, this I would like to demand it for the whole world to hear it. So, okay, before I start, I decided to have this content of my video to promote information about some misguided concept of the treatment to a person who requires special needs for their learning. In these challenging days, I would like to show and we teach everyone of how to value students like this and to have at least the awareness when we encounter a situation like this. So, therefore, I cannot claim this whole as my work because I scrounge up and research from the internet as well, and so they belong to the righteous owner of the work, and which I'm very grateful for their hard work and input about this case that I want to stress about. And also a huge thanks for my professor, Dr. Domrique, from the subject of Foundation of Special and Inclusive Education, whom I've been learning from about the in-depth system of special education programs that are held in the Philippines.
That is so true. Alam nyo, we're so privileged because the government gave an opportunity for these young people or people with disabilities, no, to have equal rights in terms of education. We have special education and inclusive education. When you become teachers, the reason why you have a course like this, because eventually when you become teachers, you will encounter students na, wait lang, ba't parang kakaiba itong estudyante na ito? Parang may special needs itong batang ito. Because they were already included in they're part of the mainstream. Ibig sabihin, um, isinama na sila that particular levels or particular severity of the disability, no? Kung kailan sila pwedeng ilagay sa mainstream, kailan naman dapat nakahiwalay sila, hindi sila po pwedeng kasama ng mga ibang mga estudyante na who are not disabled or the actually meron ng term uh, specially abled students, no? Hindi siya disabled. Although technically, okay, we call it disability, but due to inclusivity, principle of inclusivity, we call them specially abled. Kasi we want them also to become tawag dito, we want them to become functional citizens of the country. No?
Well, okay then. I wanted to show you this video what I'm talking about, how some schools promote in treating students with special needs with the right equipment and teaching strategies.
I am Esther, and this is my ability. I am Aaron, is my ability.
Okay, so the short video provided by the UNICEF Philippines portrays about students who have disabilities that they do not happen in one country only, but its influence in every part of the world. The video has shown common disabilities such as the ADHD, autism, and hearing impairment, and yet here they are, accepted to join in a normal public school where the special children attends to the same class session as others, participating in a normal circle activities and playing with the normal kids. Although in the articles conducted by the Development Academy of the Philippines presented their key findings that concludes that the situation of children with disabilities during its public presentation commissioned by the United Nations Children's Fund or the UNICEF, showing that the 26.56% poor Filipino children affected do not yet have a strong referral system, even though the UNICEF advocated no child left behind policy to be in part of the blueprint of bettering the state of the world. The findings, however, showed that there is still no inclusive service framework and a strong referral system that integrates the different social services for these children. So, despite the hurdles of poverty and students' severely disabilities, Filipinos still managed to conquer this problem of theirs, as they were still among the communities that stood against the odds and implementing the idea to see that disability is nothing but a miracle or a gift. Imagine that they may have impairment in one of the body functions, and yet the school has seen it as another opportunity to make use of it and turn it as another part of their ability to learn something more and to use it for greater good. Clearly, even though the Philippines still requires adjustments for special education programs, but even the public schools have been encouraged to implement a new ways of learning, especially for the disabled students, without excluding them from the rest of the normal learners. And it seems knowing and understanding the state of the special child will achieve a greater desired effect when it comes to implementation of special programs. Well, this is only my opinion, but what the video or the article was trying to say that not all of the disabled students would be given up to accommodate them in learning. They can fit right into normal schools as long as the school and community cooperate in attending the needs of a special child. So we must be always opportunistic and optimistic about helping other people when they are in dire need of help. And we can start to those special students who didn't want their disabilities to hinder their passion and progress. So even special students saw it already as ability instead, and they compensate their weakness by striving further to achieve their dreams without becoming liable too much from the others. So to sum it up, it will be no easy journey for those children with gifted and disabled child, because they varies of different needs and methods, but at least they will be given an opportunity to take step by step. And it makes me realize how that as a future educator, that there will be always no definite solution to our problems. But rest assured, it's all about learning in the process. We may encounter difficulties, make mistakes, prone to exasperation, but in the end, we get to learn of the people surrounding us, and these special children are no different. They too are still accommodating to the life they're suddenly thrust upon, okay? So they are taking things slowly, but they're still definitely learning. So while they're still young, it's better to remedy them at early age. So we may acknowledge them as disabled person, but we must not underestimate their ability and choices. So future fellow educators and students, and to my dear teacher, Sir D, this is my question to you that I've always wanted to ask, and I wanted to marinate on your head about this. So, can a learning disability really be considered as a gift? Okay, so in some, there are others considered gifted, regardless of their less functionality, but we really must instill it to us that as learners and teachers, and I quote from Machu Picchu, our faith tells us that every disabled person possesses the same inherent human dignity as every other person, and he or she reminds us of our call to self-giving love as modeled by Christ. Many can tend to see the burden of disabled people and miss the extraordinary blessing that they are. So why indeed they are a blessing? Because they may be an instrument that will likely alter your views, how you view other people, your stance, your role, and your relationship to the Creator. And also, I just learned that there's a huge difference between equality and equity. So I tend to misuse this in other occasions. We have to be really mindful of these two. Um, where equality is about giving the same opportunities or resources, but it doesn't mean it recognizes each person's different circumstances. In this case, gifted and disabled students needed to allocate the exact sources they want for learning and opportunities if we want them to reach an equal outcome that everyone else has achieved. So, well, apparently in the near future, there will be an inevitable moment where a child is now tasked to choose their own path. It's either to move on with a new life or be stuck in a seemingly endless cycle of helplessness. So it just dawned to me that, especially as a future educator, it is really up to our skills and willingness to reach out for the others, so that the people with special needs will be given a chance to learn, integrate, and prove themselves. So I hope my insight has provided you, my viewers, which every special child will be given a right to be able to catch up with others and be used for the community. So again, that's it for all, and I would like you to thank you for listening and sparing your time with me. So that is the end of my video, and God bless you all, people.